Okay, so our country, Ghana, currently ranks 135 out of 186 countries on the 2013 Human Development Index. Ghana is described as a food deficit country. The recent discovery of oil, coupled with positive economic development in 2010, led to the classification of the country as a lower middle income country. However, the northern part of Ghana continues to remain poor. 4 out of 10 children under the age of 10 are chronically malnourished. In essence, or in total, 5% of the total population of Ghana is hungry. Our guest on Diplomatic Call tonight is the country director of the World Food Programme, Pippa Bradford, and prime on our agenda tonight is to talk about the global mandate of the World Food Programme as well as its operations in Ghana. Let's take a quick break. Let's all diplomatically warm ourselves up for the discussion ahead. I'll come back and we'll set the ball rolling. Stay with us. So welcome back. It's still Diplomatical, and like I said before the break, our guest tonight is the country director of the World Food Programme, Pippa Bradford. Madam, great having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
And how have you been?
I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Now let's start by talking about the global mandate of the World Food Programme. Tell us all about it.
Well, UN WFP, of course, was evolved from the Bretton Woods meetings in post-World War II, and it was essentially an organization stemming from the Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, to deal with delivering food to those that didn't have adequate food globally. And it, of course, has evolved tremendously over that time. So essentially, as we describe it, our global mandate is to end hunger. It's obviously a very, very difficult and challenging goal. And we have now just launched our strategic plan for 2014 through to 2017. With a broad range of activities which we will undertake to try to address.
I'm sure you'll be telling us more about that, but I mean, as far as the Millennium Development Goals are concerned, how would you assess the impact of the World Food Programme? I mean, vis-a-vis your successes and challenges.
Well, I think that we should acknowledge not only globally, but also here in Ghana, that tremendous progress has been made over the last 10 to 20 years. And since the Millennium Development Goals were formed in the year 2000. Ghana itself has laid claim to already having poverty well before the end of the Millennium Challenge, which is 2015. So much has been done, but we need to also focus our energies and make sure that very important goals that haven't been achieved, and in some respects we are rolling backwards on, we need to now double our efforts and focus ourselves on.
No, I'm very sure much of the work of the WFP is tailored around the African continent, where of course poverty keeps rising instead of decreasing. Have African governments in general been helpful or supportive as far as your efforts is concerned in eradicating hunger on the continent, before we start talking about Ghana?
Yes, absolutely. WFP does not work without, essentially it works with support and on the invitation of the government. So we do not work in any countries where the government isn't itself very committed to reducing and eliminating hunger in their country. I want to say that with specific reference to the refugee population, this is a group of people that don't have governments that are necessarily able to speak for those. And that's some very specific population groups that WFP assists with the UNHCR, the High Commission for Refugees. Very, very difficult and challenging population groups to work with. So, just to set that group apart. Apart from those, we have a tremendous amount of support, and we have a number of these countries and governments, including Ghana, is sitting on our executive board, assisting making decisions on how we will form and continue to evolve the agency to be the most effective at reducing hunger in the world.
I see. Now let's come back to Ghana. How long has the WFP been in Ghana?
We have been here almost 50 years.
And would you say its efforts has largely been successful? And we all still know that 5% of Ghana's total population continues to be hungry.
The progress has been positive. So there has been a positive trend in Ghana. So 5% is, in fact, a much improved situation since some decades ago. And so, yes, I think in many respects we've had a tremendous success, the government of Ghana and ourselves, on reducing food insecurity. However, that statistic is only relevant for Ghana as a whole, and we do need to recognize that there are many areas in this country where food insecurity is much more exceeds the 5%, and so we do need to continue to focus on those areas. And I do want to specifically mention micronutrient issues that are affecting the population of Ghana.
Would you agree with me that a large chunk of food insecurity or issues of food security hovers around the northern part of Ghana?
That is correct. The statistics on northern Ghana are quite speak for themselves. I think the micronutrient deficiencies, the food insecurity, a lot of the disparities in educational achievement and so on. I think that is clear. However, I am aware there are plenty of pockets outside northern Ghana where there are also populations that we have to ensure that we reach as well.
All right, so if you just join us, this is Diplomatic Call, and my guest tonight on the program is Pippa, for the country director of the WFP in Ghana. I will take a break. When we come back, we'll still talk about the northern regions and efforts made so far by the WFP in trying to salvage the situation in northern parts of Ghana. So do stay with us. Alright, so welcome back. It's still Diplomatic Call, and my guest is the country director of the WFP in Ghana. Madam, so thanks for your time. What could possibly account for the 5% of Ghana's total population being hungry? What could be the major factors hindering Ghana's progress in that regard?
We often use the paradigm access, availability, and utilization of food. And while food may be available in the markets, people don't necessarily have the wherewithal to buy it. They may not be able to grow enough to feed themselves or work enough to be able to buy the food that they need to be able to feed their families. And that is true in northern Ghana. I think the availability of work and labor, the labor market's not so good. And also the eating habits are not very good. A lot of people may have food available to them, but they're not necessarily eating the right foods. Education disparity is a very direct indicator of income, access to income and availability of good food and being able to feed your family. Kids are not going to school in the north as much as they should. Families are not sending their kids to school as they should. Girls are not necessarily being sent to school as they should. So these are all important factors for the north not actually being able to achieve. Infrastructure itself, I mean the communication systems, the road systems, that people may be able to grow, but they can't necessarily get their foods to good markets. They don't get necessarily the right price that they could if they were able to bring them to Accra. So it's certainly a number of factors. It's a wide range of factors. Health systems, of course, is another major. Health clinics are not as robust as they can be. Health systems are not providing the same level of health.
Now, so in this regard, what are the priorities of the WFP in Ghana?
I think we would have to focus the importance of nutrition and the importance of having all your micronutrients cannot be stressed enough on the importance of an overall country's development, and the impact and the loss of income itself to the country of having a population that's not well fed and well nourished is it is a tremendous loss. For this generation, future generations, even just in monetary terms, it's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of losses occur as a result of simply being undernourished. You have three major areas of micronutrient deficiencies that are extraordinary in Ghana, and this is where our battle is. This is the challenge, is to ensure that we can address vitamin A deficiencies, iodine deficiencies, and anemia. These three, iodine itself has a very absolute, direct, measurable impact on intelligence. And if a child under the age of 2 is not getting iodine, they will never be able to grow and meet their full potential. Vitamin A deficiencies have another important effect on people's health and also on eyesight. Anemia is one very tragic issue in Ghana, where you've got statistics that are not improving. Women die every year. Many women and children die every year needlessly because they are not getting adequate iron in their diets.
I think lots of education is needed in this regard.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I think that we need to know what we need to grow in northern Ghana, what can be grown, what needs to be grown, and what people need to buy and serve at the household level. So both the upstream and the downstream side can be improved. We need to work with our farmers, our small farmers, and make sure that they can put into the market the foods what people need to take home and serve to their families. So all these elements, and of course mothers and fathers are most important in the whole chain of being able to solve this problem, or let's say break the chain, the circle of this constant yes, tragic lack of meat.
Okay, and what have been done so far? What is the WFP currently doing in trying to salvage the situation?
Our nutrition programs, I'd like to say we work at all levels. So we are spread throughout especially the northern areas. We have offices across northern Ghana. We provide special foods to under 2s and under 5s and pregnant women. And we talk about the 1,000 days. So that's from the conception to the end of the first year of a child's life. That is the absolute critical period. And if the child can get adequate nutrition during that period, the child will be healthier, more intelligent, and more successful in life. And we, through the Ghana Health Service and with the Ministry of Health, are delivering foods special foods to ensure that this particular age group are getting a full set of micronutrients and calories that they need to be able to grow well. We also would support in this country the Ministry of Health and all the other partners to be able to get the health policy concluded, enacted, and costed and budgeted for. So we want this government to be able to ensure that it's got a document that it can now set aside the resources to invest in. This is obviously a very, very important investment. And I also want to mention SUN. It's a global movement called Scaling Up Nutrition. The government of Ghana is a member of SUN. They have agreed that they want SUN in this country. And so all parties are invested in this. WFP is a very active partner in promoting and supporting the government to scale up nutrition.
I would want us to talk about the successes of the WFP, but just before that, tell us about the major challenges your outfit faces in trying to implement some of its programs, or yes, working to bridge the gap between yes, people who could feed themselves and people who cannot feed themselves.
We need to continue to seek support. We have a number of very generous donors who have supported us. We get also support from the government of Ghana. Critical for us to be able to move forward on these projects. We move food in this country. We prefer not to. We would like to try to use cash and transfer cash so people can buy their foods in local markets. Where we move food, we struggle.